Big Meech, he ain't gonna have no problem with prison. He was a high profile. He walked the yard every day.
When it comes to those people who are doing life, who've been in there for 20, 30, 40 years, they ain't going home. When they see a new inmate come in, like 19, green, do they look at him as prey, or do they allow him time to adapt, or they want it?
Well, everybody that come through ain't gonna be prey. You got some of these niggas that got some hands, they can fight, you know what I'm saying? They can defend themselves. The only person that would ever be a prey in the prison system is somebody that come through there and, they want to be somebody's bitch. You gotta want to be somebody's bitch. You gotta be already have that shit in you. But you know what I'm saying? If you come through there and you move correctly, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have a fight or two, once them niggas know you a fight, they off your ass. You know what I'm saying? So if you come through there and some niggas talking shit, all you gotta do is hit the first two niggas and let the guards break the fight up. Because you're only gonna get 2 hits before the guards are jumping their way, but you still gonna get your respect. Like, he'll fight. Some dudes come in, niggas will slap them upside the head, and they run in the corner and they acting like a little coward. Those are dudes that become prey, the ones that won't fight.
Yeah, they say fight, fuck, or bust a 60, meaning that you come in, they gonna see what you're about. Some men may try to extort you. They may try to offer protection to you in order to get, they might saw, even the young Karmelo Anthony, they saw he had a GoFundMe. Your parents got, $500,000 for you this, so that means you got some money in. So some guys may come in, and again, he's green. Some guys may come in and try to, of course, offer help or buddy, get the buddy. How does one notice when someone's trying to on you?
Well, the good thing about murder, right? When a nigga know you got a body, they kind of don't approach you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But if you go in there and, you on some other shit, you know what I'm saying, and you weak, niggas will come at you. But, very rarely do you see that extortion. Only time you see extortion is when it's from the gangs. You know what I'm saying? So the Muslims, depending on what type of Muslim they may, if they the black mafia fan, they might extort you. They might offer you protection. If you rich, and you got a lot of money and you ain't in the gang, you may have to, hire some brothers, but they more like a correlative. It's like, like any other security system, they got like John Gotti, I heard he had 3 or 4 brothers in there protecting him. You know what I'm saying? He's paying them. So, that it could be that kind of, security, or it could be, but most niggas that come in prison, they adopt real quick.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't like what people in the streets think. It ain't like that. Most homosexuals that's in prison are already homosexuals. Yeah. Or they decided in the course of their time that they're never gonna be with a woman, and they probably decided to be a woman. Somebody probably, flipped them or something.
How does it normally work with high-profile cases when technically the nation is watching the case?
They might put him in. They're gonna start him off probably in PC, protective custody, because they know a lot of people in joint too. A lot of niggas, they see you a high-profile like Jeffrey Dahmer. See what happened to him?
Exactly.
They killed him because niggas wanted to get a recognition. Nigga already got life. Niggas want to be like, yeah, I killed Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's prison stripes. Yeah. Some niggas do shit in prison, man, to get stripes, And like a nigga, they'd take a high-profile nigga and try to kill him, or hurt him if the nigga ain't got no juice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nigga like Larry Hoover come through there, they ain't fucking with Larry Hoover. They ain't fucking with Jeff Ford. They ain't fucking with none of the bosses. But if a motherfucker come through there and he's a superstar or something like that, they might try to, try that nigga. But niggas that, Big Meech, he ain't gonna have no problem with prison. He was a high profile. He walked the yard every day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's why I said he might go to PC for a little while, just to get acclimated, like right now.
Well, they're gonna have to, and then they're gonna make him sign a piece of paper. Do you want to go in general population? If he say yeah, then they're gonna say, well, we're not responsible for you if you sign that piece of paper. But initially, because he's a high profile inmate, they're gonna definitely offer him protective custody.
Okay. In a situation like this, how important is it for your mama, your daddy, your sisters, family, friends to help you get through this time? Whether you're getting letters, phone calls. I know some people start falling off after a while, but how important, from an inmate standpoint, to get someone that's actually writing you, calling you, or that's answering the phone, sending you money? How important is that to get through your time?
Well, I could say the percentage is probably 90% that the people gonna leave you hanging like wet clothes in projects, right? You know, I often talk about how my mama didn't come see me in prison, nor my dad, you know, hurt my heart, you know what I'm saying? But in prison, we got this thing called kites, and kites is like correspondence. So we get the local newspaper and we write bitches from the local newspaper and we start a correspondence on them. You know, some bite, some don't. You know, and most niggas in prison, you know, if they don't got nobody to come, they can find a damsel in distress, an old fat white bitch or an old fat black bitch and get them to do their bit with them. That's what most niggas do. Every now and then a wife will stay 5 or 6 years, then she leave because the pressure is too hard. A girlfriend stay 2 or 3 years, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the family, you know what I'm saying, stay 2 or 3 years. The only thing that keeps a motherfucker for years is a motherfucker got some real money. If he was a kingpin, then them motherfuckers, they stand as long as they can to try to get that money. Once they get the money, or once he run out of money, they even disappear, you know? So, you know, and then after a while, you don't want to get no visits.
Oh,
you know, yeah, because you get tired of seeing motherfuckers walk in and leave out. You know what I'm saying?
It disrupts your world a little bit.
Especially you got a lot of time. You trying to bit. Especially you got that shank, you got that knife, you sharpen that tool. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I used to have newspapers, and I used to take the shoestrings out the shoes. I used to tie it, I make me a bulletproof vest. We call it a bulletproof vest in prison. And it'd be newspaper, you got that, you got your motherfucking big XXX shirt on, you know, you probably a large, you got a XXX shirt on, you know, you're looking buff and shit, but you're really protecting yourself. And then you get to doing the bitch, you selling motherfucking suits and boots, zuzus and wham-whams, you hustling niggas, you gambling and doing all kind of shit. And you know what I mean, you become a part of the prison culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got liquor, they got dope, they got phones, they got everything. Some of the guards is fucking. If you got $1,000, you get some pussy in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean that shit, niggas live better in jail than niggas on the streets live.
Damn.
But you know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of those prison guards, especially in those black joints, you know, they doing everything. Them bitches hoeing for real.
Oh yeah, you said $1,000. You know, people tend to forget.
Man, some of them bitches get 10,000. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas, they got phones, so they got motherfucking shit flying in and dropping them cell phones. The guards bringing the phones in, the guards bringing weed in. There's more drugs in prison than they're on the streets. They take all the vegetables, all the niggas take all the vegetables and they take the water and they make liquor off the fruit. And they call it hooch up in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's niggas is really, you know, the prison have a negative version, but it's some street and some player shit going on there too. You know, niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas got, you know, conjugal visits and shit. Niggas hook a nigga up with a bitch and the nigga married a bitch and nigga be able to get conjugal visits, nigga getting 10 or 15,000 every time that hoe come through that motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas doing that type of shit. You know, the bitches, the guards. I was working with a guard in MCI Memphis. Her name was Miss Glover. You know what I'm saying? I was her personal assistant, man. Niggas was fucking that bitch. I just didn't fuck her because I'm trying to go home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I only had a year left. I wasn't thinking about that bitch, but I watched this bitch take motherfuckers upstairs and fuck up and get paid. You know what I'm saying? I just seen niggas, you know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't been there in years, but one of my partners, he had about 100, 200,000, that motherfucker, he had on Cash App. That nigga sent $5,000 out to the streets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, off of Cash App. If niggas get money, they got Cash App, they got every app you can get paid on, Zelle. You know, so niggas is doing the most. And some of them ain't never coming home. But some niggas, you know what I'm saying, they probably got their family coming because they're taking care of their whole family from the joint. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, I know some niggas, man, I got some niggas in Mississippi, man, came home rich.